Yeah, we were number 5 in 2020. I felt like it was deserved, but also like it made me want for the story to be told with more detail.
What's up, degenerates? It's the Disc Golf World, bringing you an exclusive interview with the designer of the 11th best disc golf course in the United States. Often, stories like the one you're about to hear are forgotten. Hopefully, we will be able to share the hard work, dedication, and love for the sport people such as Sean Callahan continue to provide with not nearly enough praise, which is how history like this gets lost from disc golfers. Today, we uncover the forgotten part of Dellwood Disc Golf. If you want to see more videos similar to this, drop a like, subscribe, and enjoy while I email Udis to see if they want to team up in the future.
My passion to want to do this started with, of course, playing the game. I started playing in 2009. Dellwood Park locally is like, I always tell people it's like a place that I can't really describe, but it has pulled me to it in so many different parts of my life. When I was younger and into skateboarding, and we would walk our dog out here, and it was just like this aha moment that I was like, yeah, it's here. It's here. It was always going to be here. First step of getting baskets in the ground was like literally I just said, okay, well, if I'm going to go talk with the Lockport Park District, I'm going to go on their website and I'm going to go to the contacts and I'm going to go to the top of the list because he's going to be the most important guy. And I sent him an email and said, hey, I've been doing this for 4 years. I really would like to see something like this happen out here. Have you guys ever heard of it? Do you know what it is? And he sent me an email the next morning and was like, yeah, come in and let's talk about it. I've heard of it. They've seen it at all the expos that they've gone to and things like that. And the next day I had a meeting and kind of the rest is history. Like it took about a year and a half for the course to debut. And it was like maybe 9 months of planning, but the planning at that stage was very light. It was kind of like I was just checking in every couple of weeks and saying, oh, I've this design, that design, can we check out these areas? Can we do this? Like nothing was permanent, nothing was for sure yet because we still had to get the concept passed by the board. About another 9 or 10 months after it being approved, did it debut. So it was like about a year and a half-ish. That course is what we refer to as OG18 white tee A pin. If you see that layout, that's what that is. It was just 18 tee boxes and 18 baskets and 18 tee signs. That's all it was. But I got bored quick because had been doing it for 18 months of like this constant design and asking the community what they would like and working with some other people and OGs from the area, that it was like immediately like I'm not done. Like it's just getting started type of an idea. So quit my job. I was working for my dad. I was the estimator for his flooring installation company for the 10 years prior to opening up the shop. But I wasn't waking up passionate every morning going and measuring for carpet. Like it was just what I did to pay the bills. And my dad knew that towards the last couple of years. And it just kind of got to a point where it was just like, if I don't just make the hard chop and like say, this is my last day and this is game on from here, like here on out, I knew that I wouldn't. So I just did. I think the first thing that I added beyond OG18 white tee A pin was the B pin on hole 12. And then we did a B pin on hole 13. And then it was just like, whoop, took off. And I was like, all right, blue tees. And a couple of years ago, we did red tees. In 2017, we did the 6 loop and the 8 loop, which was prompted because we were going to do our second A tier, first A tier that we were running. Clash of the Canyons in 2017. So we were going to do a 2-day A tier and we needed 27 holes to do 2 rounds, 54 holes instead of 3 rounds of 18 over 3 days. So that's what prompted it and we made it happen just in time. And 6 loop began with the idea of kind of wandering around this place and going like, what else is out here? Like where else can we grow this thing to? Will they let us get away with it? Can we use those areas? And then deciding that we were going to do Clash, we needed it. It was like, well, we have to do 27 holes, so we're gonna figure this out. Steve and I ran Clash together for 3 years, him at the lead. The 4th year, he had some other personal things going on. I decided to continue with it and have been doing it ever since. Every time we get together to run a tournament, we end up going, dude, wouldn't it be cool if, fill in the blank, whatever that idea that we come up with is, and then we chase it. So like the tournaments have stacked up because of the tournaments. Does that make sense? Like, we run a tournament so we get together and we're hanging out all weekend and everybody's having such a good time that the vibes are kind of like, let's just keep doing, like, this, let's just keep, it's a party to us, you know, like, I plan parties. And during the party, we play disc golf. Like, that's what a tournament feels like to me and my crew. The latter half of this year, we were going over some figures of how many people were signed up for other A and B tiers globally, and just comparing and like kind of wishing, man, I wish the PDGA would kind of talk about this stuff more. Because back-to-back events, we had our J-Town Championships B tier and 37th Shanahan Classic B tier, and both of them were like the third highest attended tournament globally. And we were kind of sharing that information on our podcast and with other people that were coming out to the tournament and going like, that's because of you guys, you know, like, not because of us, but because of the people that are so willing to be on board with the things that we choose to organize. We're looking at other B tiers that are running against our weekend and going, whoa, that sucks for them. They only had 47 people. We still had 200 and whatever. All I can do is just continue on the path that I'm on, knowing that if I'm focusing on making the experience when you come here better, new every time you come, like, we get that a lot, like in the shop around the course, everybody's like, every time I come here, it's different, and which is amazing. That's what we're going for. In my experience as a player, going to the same monotonous course over and over and over again without changes or improvements is like about as bad as it can get. So I'm just trying to do the opposite of that. And if I focus on that, then the experience will be great. Therefore, the people will tell their friends that they need to come out to the course and experience the course, and it all works out. I'm literally doing it the best I can through the eyes of the people that I know that are coming. Like, when I'm standing in my barn getting all my assets ready to like set up the next day for a B tier, I'm going, okay, what does Shara Cochran need from me? What does Sergio Estrada need from me? What are their expectations? What are they going to want to see? How are they going to want it to be? How is it going to be the easiest for them to come out here, not worry about the last 50 hours of work they did the previous week, let go of all of that, and just be here? As it sits right now, I don't see pay to play working, so I advocate for free, not because disc golf is supposed to be free, but because I just don't think that it works in this setting. I think that the Park District has wanted to do pay to play, and I've been the one that's kind of advocated for maybe not so much, and with good reason. I've gone to pay to play courses, and most of the pay to play courses that I've gone to are strictly disc golf. As we're out here, there's a lot of overlap with pedestrians. So I would hate to be known as the course that charges 5, 8, 10, 15 bucks a round, and then you still have to jog up to the basket and ask the family kindly, can you guys get out of the way so we can throw? If you want to go pay to play, I don't think that the disc golf community would even mind. We can make it cool and we can make it work, but we need to make changes to Dellwood Park that I don't think would go over too well with people that have been enjoying this place, non-disc golfers, right, that have been enjoying this place for generations. So to me, I was just like, yeah, let's just like name the store after the park. Like, that's why we're here. We're here because it's Dellwood Park. And I remember it being like, you know, I've worked with Ryan Fancher since day one and stuff, and you know, he designed the logo as a graphic designer, and I remember him kind of just looking at me like, what? I was like, just trust me, dude. Like, just trust me. Dellwood Disc Golf, we're gonna run with it. And it, you know, it just, like, it's morphed, I guess, into like, if you call it the Canyons, you're probably not local. Like, because everybody just calls it Dellwood. Bit of a pipe dream because I really don't think it's realistic, but if the space that we use for this course could be for disc golf only, I would be very happy. Not because I don't want other people to be able to utilize the park, but I think that the experience for disc golf, that it should be treated that way. You would never set up a picnic table in the middle of a baseball game, so it shouldn't be happening on a disc golf course. I guess that's my big thing, is like, I just want it to always be good and here and considered and not an afterthought. I just want it to be important. You know, I always tell Sheila quite often, like, my excitement level is going to be based on her excitement level, and like, she hasn't been playing disc golf for 15 years.
My name is Sheila Callahan. I'm the co-owner of Dellwood Disc Golf. I could see a dream, and I pushed him towards that with building the course and also opening the pro shop. stuff like that can be kind of scary, and I just wanted to make sure that I offered my full support. As soon as it clicked that Sean wanted to build a course out here at Dellwood, um, it was like the terrain was there and it just needed the tee pads and the baskets. So he let the property speak to him.
I wake up, I make the coffee, and we're not even awake for 10 minutes before we're talking about the things. There's all these things that we have that we've built that to us are like, it's like a band. Like I tell people all the time, like, what we're doing is like songwriting. I'm in a band and we write songs, but we call them tournaments or leagues. Like that's what it feels like. There's an ebb and flow of it, I guess, over the course of the year because we live in a place where it's more seasonal, but it's never not happening. I'm never not thinking about something I want to do.
The Pro Shop idea developed after the course. It's almost like it had a stranglehold on us because the course went in and all we could think about was being here. Leagues and the community, and we just wanted to be present and we wanted to be the people that we needed when we first started. And we didn't really see anywhere that offered like a full service pro shop to like teach disc golfers what they should be throwing instead of them aimlessly picking through something at 7-Eleven and then spending more money than they need to, when you can come in here and be paired with a disc the first time. But I think that we are a beacon and anyone is welcome to hang out here, which is different than like just a league popping up. If our door is unlocked, you're welcome to come hang out and tell us about your round and, you know, just talk and be part of the community without needing to play a sanctioned round or with leagues.
In my mind, like, I'm not even done. I did all the red tees out here, which I'm still using all the time for leagues. And like, that to me is like new, even though it's like, what, 18 months or whatever it is. But we just did a big erosion control project on hole 1 where I still have to put the B pin in. Like I'm gonna put a B pin in and it's been 3 weeks and I haven't put it in yet. The best work that we have done out here is the erosion control that we got on pretty early on. I mean, that all started in like 2020. The first hole 1 was kind of like, I mean, if it was rainy, like it was a slippery slope. Like you were just trying to putt while sliding down the hill. And that was a part that we knew needed to change on that hole and in general in the park. And we see it everywhere at all the courses that we go to that like, man, if they only would have thought about this back then, it wouldn't be as bad as it is right now. That's how erosion works, we know. So I think that's what I'm kind of most proud of is like the erosion control projects where we're kind of freezing time and water from ruining things that we don't want to be ruined in 25 years.
I think we have big dreams. I think it depends on if they're realistic or not. We would definitely like to see another expansion. We love hosting and being that beacon for people in the community. I feel like we've not grown out of, but just I would love to have a bigger space.
Reconstructed this picnic pavilion 2 different times to expand the footprint of the actual store. And it's about getting to that point where I'm like, I need more room. Like if I had a warehouse or if I had more indoor space, I'd be able to do so much more. And I'm in these confines of these walls. It's not a bad thing, but like if I could have more, I would want more. There's like a little bit of a thing that has happened with people's careers. Like in 2020 when Clash was a B tier, Ezra Aderhold was out here and won. And then like next thing you know, career popped off. 2022 was Hannah Wynn and Gannon. 4 instances like from 3 years that were like, they came here, did well, won the tournament, career pops off. So like we kind of joke about that that's like a thing. I didn't get to play with Simon, but when Simon was here with Casey White, like I thought that was pretty cool. I wish they would have came in here and I could have given, you know, their video. Everybody comes in here and references it and points up at the tilt and they're like, that's the one from Simon's Big. But they had like, they didn't know their way around the course. And I was like, man, if I could have been there, like your experience, whatever. But you know, those come to mind. Dylan Cease has just come out to our Glow League and we're just like, bro, what? Like, what is going on? Like, It's not about, oh, what was your score? It's like, no, it's still what I had a good time, you know, type of a thing. Like, we were at number 5 and they didn't even know about all the stuff I just talked about. And I'm like, oh, well, if you knew, we'd be number 1, dude. Like, what? You know what I mean? Like, there's so much more to the story than just metrics on an app. I've advocated for like the ability to kind of do more of that storytelling using UDisc and going, hey, for the people that are in charge of courses, whether it's clubs or people like myself, private, whatever, the ability to say, this is what we changed since we have been ranked in 2023 or 2024, whatever it is. So take these things into consideration, because isn't that what changes it? You know, like the facts of the matter, you know, like, hey, no, I spent $20,000 on erosion control, guys. Like, that's not even being weighed into the fact that we are ranked against these other courses. Did the other courses do that? No. Okay, well then why are they above me? You know what I mean? Like, there's facts of the matter.